Another day, another solid transfer rumour involving Wolves and who they're going to be targeting. This time is Argentinian striker Joaquín Panichelli, who is currently playing for Deportivo Alaves over in La Liga. But he is on loan this season at CD. Let me just get this right. Mirandes. I'm trying to bring out my inner Spanish. It's just not working. Yeah, CD Mirandes are in the second Spanish division, Liga 2. Hey, before I get into the video, if you could please subscribe. I see around 50% of people who watch this channel aren't subscribed, and it's free, and it really helps the channel, and it'll get me close to my goal of 10,000 by the end of 2025. Cheers. And he's having an absolutely fantastic season in that league. He's got 20 goals in 37 appearances with 2 assists. He's an out-and-out striker, still young. He started off in his youth days. He had a failed trial at Boca Juniors. Didn't want to take him, but then he did have his youth career for River Plate, who took him on, but he then signed for Deportivo Alaves, and he's been there ever since, and he's really catching the eye of a lot of people. Now, this bloke, it's not just Wolves that want him, if you're to believe reports. Strasbourg also want him, and he did actually sign a new contract for Alaves until 2029 at the beginning of this season, which means, because he's got that length of contract left, he is valued around 20 million euros. But for me, this ticks every single box of a Fosun signing. Out of La Liga, if this lad was coming out of League One or the Championship in England and had 20 goals in 37, they'd be wanting bloody 30 million plus for him, especially if he was like, English. But because we're going to get him out of La Liga, that's the sort of fee we'll pay. And do you know what? Seen clips of him, looked at some of his goals, and this bloke is amazing with his head. He's got loads of headed goals, and I'll just play some clips of doing it. He just looks like a unit, really. He knows where the back of the net is. And it ain't just his head, as you can see from these clips. He's good with his head, but he also is a little poacher. He's getting positions for tap-ins. His finishing's decent, but his main strength is his aerial ability. Aerial duels, always wins aerial duels. His headed goals, as I said, are absolutely fantastic. And look, I know the second division in Spain isn't nowhere near the level of the Premier League, nor is La Liga for that fact, to be honest. The lower... the Premier League's a much stronger all-round league, isn't it? But I'd say the second Spanish division is probably like League One level. If that I could be completely way off with that, but from my limited knowledge, that's what I'd say. But still, to score 20 goals in any league is a big achievement. Whether he'd take the step up and adapt to the Premier League if we did sign him is another matter. Again, only 22, so he would be competing with Strand Larsen, but you'd imagine at first he'd be a player that would be backup, and I'm sure he'd be willing to be backup if he was joining a Premier League club. So yeah, as I said, he signed for Deportivo Alaves in 2023. His dad, German Panacelli, was actually a footballer as well, so he's got good genes. But just on as well, I think this is another reason why this could potentially happen, because if anybody who watched my video the other day post Vitor Pereira's pre-Brighton press conference, he got asked a question about playing 2 strikers and changing the formation in future. I'll just remind you and play it again here.
Could you play with 2 strikers in the future, or?
Yeah, of course. I'm trying to create a different. If you look for the pitch, I'm trying to create something different in the system. It must be look and you see. We'll see.
Yeah, so if that is the case, we're led to believe that Hwang Chan will probably be moving on. That would be my guess. There is Sasa Kalajic, who's come back to full training. You saw the pictures, but whether Wolves try and send him out on loan or move him on is to be questioned, and whether he'll actually be any good again, because having 2 injuries like he has to his knees is very hard to come back from. So if this lad comes in and we are playing 2 strikers, that's another avenue for him to try and get first team football over the next few years, should Vitor Pereira be here, obviously. So yeah, I like the look of him, and there is reservations at the level he's playing at, and he hasn't scored in La Liga before he went out on loan in previous seasons. So The jury's out on it, but Strasbourg won him, we won him, and it's around the ballpark in terms of value and fee that Wolves would probably be willing to pay for a young Argentinian striker. And Argentinian, have we had many Argentina players? Off the top of my head, I can't think of many. Comment below if you can think of any we've had. Messi slipped through our fingers, so we've never had him. It's a shame. Wolves are the best team in the world. Why wouldn't he want to play for us? Crazy. Another bit of news that come out today, a few hours ago at time of recording. Fabrizio Romano reported that Ryan Ait-Nouri's left George Mendes's agency and he's joined a new one. So that probably means that he is going to be moving on in the summer. He's probably told the club already he won't be signing a new deal with us because he has got a contract in 2026 with us. So he'll be moving on. You'd believe that with that story coming out today, which is a shame, but he's been a great servant to us, been with us since 2020. Struggled the first few years, but he's been a solid performer the last few. And we knew some of his talent and potential, he would be going right to the top. So good luck to Ait-Nouri, should he leave, which he probably will. Yeah. But yeah, please like the video. Please subscribe if you are new. Really appreciate the support. And comment your thoughts down below on this potential rumour and transfer of him joining Wolves. There we go. Cheers everyone, and I'll catch you next video.